race for president, there are certain demographics that the candidates can depend on. For instance, Donald Trump has locked down evangelicals, blue-collar men, teenage boys who call their mom bitch, frat boys who sing the N-word in rap songs, and Americans who consider Joe Rogan their primary care physician. But when it comes to women voters, Trump is polling slightly below a yeast infection. And I know what you're thinking, but Desi, he's groped so many women. I know, and yet still he trails. So today, the Trump campaign, I mean Fox News, organized a town hall for him with an all-female audience. And just take a look at this set they built, with an old-timey wagon and bales of hay. It's a reminder of the good old days when men were men and women weren't allowed to vote. But go ahead, Donald. Reassure women that you're on their side. Just don't make it creepy.
IVF, you had mentioned before
right,
IVF.
Let's get this question, because I believe that's what this is about.
Oh, I want to talk about IVF. I'm the father.
You don't hear that every day.
I'm the father of IVF, so I want to hear this question.
So close. So close. It's not enough for you to say that you support IVF. You've got to make it weird and say, I'm the father of IVF. It sounds like he broke into the lab and fertilized all the eggs with his own pudding. Now I can never eat pudding again. So Darth Trump is IVF's father. I didn't see that coming, but what about other important issues? Well, Fox wasn't so cruel as to put Trump in front of a room of any women. They hand-selected conservative supporters, which might explain why one particular women's issue came up.
How do you plan on addressing the transgender issue in women's sports?
We stop it. We absolutely stop it. You can't have it.
How do you stop it? Do you go to the sports leagues? Do you go to the Olympic
You just ban it. The president bans it. You just don't let it happen.
Yes, as everyone knows, the president has three major responsibilities: commanding the military, signing bills into law, and personally managing the rules for every JV field hockey team. It's right there in the Constitution on page, what the are you talking about? That is not a presidential power. I shouldn't have to explain this to someone who has already been president. Does he think the Supreme Court will just let him do what? Oh, yeah. Yes, they probably will. They probably will. But while Trump's reaching out to women, Kamala is trying to shore up support with another demographic, black men, which is crazy. I really thought that Taylor Swift endorsement would totally seal it. But in the past few days, Kamala's gone on The Breakfast Club, Roland Martin, The Shade Room, all the shows that make your racist uncle lock the car doors when they come on the radio. And in addition to her interviews, she released a plan specifically aimed at winning over black male voters.
Harris announced a new plan aimed at winning them over, including $1 million forgivable small business loans, a focus on health issues that disproportionately affect black men, and legalizing recreational marijuana to boost the industry and create new jobs.
It also supports pathways for black men to become educators, promises to protect their cryptocurrency investments.
Wait, I get the business loans and healthcare, but crypto? I guess because black men deserve the opportunity to be scammed like everyone else? And legalizing weed should be popular too, but Kamala is a former prosecutor, so it's always a little suspicious when a cop approaches black men to offer them marijuana. Hey, I heard you guys like drugs. Me too. But there's one black man that Kamala definitely doesn't need to win over. That's right, Barack Obama. Barack, give us that sweet, sweet hope and change.
Former President Barack Obama delivering a surprise lecture to black men today, accusing them of having sexist reasons for not wanting to vote for Kamala Harris.
Part of it makes me think that, well, you just aren't feeling the idea of having a woman as president. And you're coming up with other alternatives and other reasons for that. So now you're thinking about sitting out or even supporting somebody who has a history of denigrating you? Because you think that's a sign of strength? Because that's what being a man is? Putting women down? That's not acceptable.
You're in trouble. I think this is the first time someone told an entire demographic it was grounded. I feel bad for the guys in that room. They were like, President Obama's coming in today. What's he gonna talk about? How much you suck shit. Now, as much as Harris is focusing on black men, it's important to have some perspective because polls show that Kamala is getting support from about 80% of black men versus about 20% for Trump. Or as Trump would put it,
and my numbers with the black, and especially black men, I love black men. I love them. I love them. I have gone through the roof with black men. Black men.
Black men. He says it like he's been practicing really hard not to call them something else. For more on these demographics and their support, we go live to Atlanta Barbershop with Josh Johnson. Josh, I think it's obvious what I want to ask you about. You're at the barbershop. What do women want?
Thank you, Desi. I assumed you'd ask me about this. Women want a candidate who puts them in control of not just their bodies, but their economic futures. You know when you're out to brunch with your besties and you're sipping on apple cider mimosas, living for fall, all right? And you realize Jessica couldn't come because childcare costs more than a girl's trip to Ibiza. That's what this election is about. For women and also, I assume, for black men, but you tell me, I'm no expert.
Well, I think what black men want right now is equal opportunity. They want a criminal justice system that isn't whack, especially when it comes to marijuana charges. You know when you're hooping on the courts with the squad, except your point guard Devontae got scooped up by 5-0 for holding the same thing the white man's writing prescriptions for uptown? So now instead of running 5s, you got to run 4s. That's what this election is about.
I've never thought about it that way, but women can relate to that, especially with the wage gap. How many times have the girls been having a total Sunday fun day? I mean, hitting Williams-Sonoma because they got 20% off on alpaca throws. But then you get to Pilates class and Mark is subbing for Cindy? But his playlist has no Chapel, no Charlie, no Tay-Tay. But you know he probably makes more money than her. That's what this election is about.
Yeah, peep this. What black men want is financial stability. You know when you're at the club sipping Henny and you see a shorty from across the room and she's thick. So you want to take her back to your crib, but you live with your moms because the housing market go crazy. That is what this election is about.
For surezies. Inflation is giving a lot of people the ick, okay? Have you seen how expensive it is just to get your bangs trimmed?
Can't be worse than the price of do-rags.
Totes.
Now, of course, with all the focus on women and black men, I do wonder if there's other demographics that are feeling left out here.
Yes, hello, thank you.
Oh, Troy Iwata. Amazing. I assume you're on Fire Island at a drag brunch?
I'm in my home, Desi.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm reporting in because someone needs to speak for a community that I care deeply about. the rural football dads, okay? No one cares about their issues. Are the candidates just gonna let NFL defenses keep the too high safety concept? It makes the game so boring. Let's go!
Men and their football.
Tight. Thank you, Troy Iwata and Josh Johnson, everyone.